At my work at Tomorrow Today, we look into the future, and sometimes I've been called a futurist. I'm not comfortable with that term, but I mean, I'm certainly not the kind of futurist who's going to predict the future price of oil. I think if I could, I wouldn't be here tonight. I'd be sunning myself on a beach somewhere in the Maldives. But the other big sort of iconic prediction is, when are we going to have flying cars? And I'm going to take a stab at that one, because I'm going to look into my crystal ball and I'm going to predict that we will have flying cars by the year 2011. What you see here on the screen is actually a flying car that was approved in America to drive on the roads and fly in their airspace. That's a pretty phenomenal machine. It's probably more of a driving plane than a flying car, but it puts across the fact that the future is happening all around us, often at the fringes. What we have to do is just look for it, and we'll often find the trends right there in front of us. I mean, we're developing so much computer power in these days that what we used to dream about, we can now actually do. I grew up as a young kid with Knight Rider on TV, and Kit Car, and the car that could drive and speak itself. And those were great sort of dreams of the future. Well, today we now have cars that can drive for themselves. This is BMW has just come up with this new system, and they've been testing it in over 5,000 kilometers of the German motorway system. I think, though, until we can get a car that can drive in the Indian road system, I actually think this will be the ultimate test of whether a car can actually drive itself or not. But what we're seeing in the research that we're doing is that we're living through this revolutionary time. You know, the economic recession, the credit crisis, the sovereign debt crisis, all of these things are actually a tipping point between the old and the new ways of work. And we're living through a revolutionary time. And I actually believe that they're going to name this period. It's going to be such a big revolutionary time in how we work, how we live, even how we play. And at Tomorrow Today, we've come up with a model or a lens that looks at the world, and we've called it the tides of change, and how helping people understand, prepare, and connect for the future. Now, the tides of change is an acronym. It's not the best one, but I think it's a good one because it's easy to remember, and it stands for technology, institution, demographic, environment, and shifting social values. Now, these are driving changes, disruptive forces, changing pretty much any industry and any business in the world today. I could probably talk about each one of them for at least a day. Of course, spend the next week talking about each one of these. But I'm going to focus just today on the shifting social values. And as we were going around the room today, I'm quite pleased that I've chosen to talk about this topic, because many of you spoke about how important the people are to your organizations and your businesses. And shifting social values, the values that people have, I think is an incredibly important thing for business leaders to understand. And the reason why it's so important is, I guess, because of this statement. Most of us sell the same products or services to our customers at very similar prices. We use very similar advertising methods. We deliver through the same channels. And every few years, we even swap staff. So where's the competitive advantage in that? Well, I'll put it to you that competitive advantage today is less and less in what you sell and more in who you are. And who you are is a combination of the talented people that you attract to your business and your valuable customers.